Imagine a world where machines don't just follow instructions, they think, learn, and create. A world where artificial minds work alongside us, solving problems we once thought impossible. It's not just science fiction anymore, it's our reality. But how did we get here? And where are we headed? The story of AI is not just a tale of technology. It's a story of humanity's ambition, creativity, and fears. From the first whispers of artificial beings in ancient myths, to the modern-day breakthroughs that transform our world, humans have always dreamed of creating life, of building machines that could think. This drive, though rooted in our deepest desires, has always been filled with tension. Would these creations serve us, or would they rise beyond our control? In ancient Greece, Talos was a bronze giant created to defend Crete, a symbol of human ambition. He was not just an object, but a being with purpose. The medieval alchemists dreamed of golems, animated beings made from clay and brought to life with the help of sacred texts. Leonardo da Vinci's sketches for mechanical knights and robots showed the foresight of a mind that imagined machines capable of human-like movement. These myths and fantasies reveal the same fear and fascination. Today, AI paints masterpieces, composes symphonies, and even writes poetry. It drives our cars and aids in scientific discoveries. Yet how did we go from myths to machines? To understand AI, we must trace our steps back through history, through the ages of thought, science, and dreams, exploring how we turned ancient stories into today's living, thinking reality. The quest to create intelligent machines did not start in laboratories, but in the fertile soil of myth and imagination. Throughout history, humanity has dreamed of transcending biological limitations, creating minds beyond our own. But the true journey to artificial intelligence began not with myth, but with logic, mathematics, and philosophy. In the 17th century, philosopher and mathematician Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz proposed a machine that could manipulate logic as easily as numbers. Then came the 19th century. Charles Babbage, known as the father of the computer, built the first mechanical computing machine, the analytical engine, with Ada Lovelace writing its first algorithm. The true leap into artificial intelligence, however, began in the mid-20th century with pioneers like Alan Turing. Turing's famous question, "Can machines think?" became the bedrock of AI research. The birth of the field coincided with the invention of computers, and for a brief time there was great optimism. Early AI programs could play chess, solve mathematical problems, and translate languages. The AI winter arrived in the 1970s. Once fueled by optimism and funding, AI research withered under the harsh realities of computational limitations and high expectations. Yet, despite this setback, the spirit of inquiry never waned. By the 1990s, researchers began shifting focus, and a new path forward emerged: machine learning. Instead of hand-coding every rule, AI systems began learning from data. Suddenly, AI was able to grow and adapt, defeating world chess champion Garry Kasparov in 1997 with IBM's Deep Blue. In the 2000s, AI systems gained new prominence, enhancing technologies like search engines, recommendation systems, and autonomous cars. The rise of artificial intelligence is not only a tale of innovation, but also one of societal reflection. As we develop more advanced AI systems, these technologies begin to mirror and amplify the behaviors, preferences, and desires of the societies that create them. AI, in essence, is a mirror that reflects humanity's values, challenges, and even our collective dreams and fears. In the early stages, AI systems were created to solve logical problems, processing numbers, solving equations, and automating simple tasks. But as we began to build more sophisticated systems, AI started to go beyond basic functionality, touching more deeply on human behavior. In the 2000s, recommendation algorithms were developed that could suggest movies, music, and even products. Suddenly, AI was not just an observer, but a shaper of our preferences. These systems learned from vast amounts of data, creating personalized experiences that influenced how we made decisions, from entertainment to shopping. By 2010, AI systems began to impact not only consumer behavior but also cultural trends and collective identities. Social media platforms used AI to curate content, suggesting everything from news to opinions, shaping how individuals interacted with the world. In some ways, AI began to dictate what was relevant or important, pushing certain viewpoints while sidelining others. However, AI's societal influence went beyond individual decisions. In industries like healthcare, AI became a partner in diagnosis, speeding up processes that once took humans hours or even days. In education, AI-powered tools began tailoring learning experiences to individual students, reshaping how we think about learning. But AI's impact is not always straightforward. It pushes society to question our understanding of creativity, authorship, and ownership. When AI creates music, art, or literature, it forces us to rethink what it means to be truly human. As AI continues to evolve, it offers immense potential. It can enhance our creativity, optimize our workflows, and even help us make more informed decisions. But it also raises important questions. How much should we rely on machines to influence our choices? How do we maintain our autonomy when systems are continually analyzing our behavior? And what happens when AI becomes too ingrained in our daily lives, subtly shaping the very decisions that define us as individuals and as a society? At its core, AI is about recognizing patterns in data, patterns that might be too complex for the human eye or brain to decipher. The human brain is incredibly adept at recognizing familiar faces, detecting changes in environment, or understanding speech patterns. AI, however, mimics this learning process in its own, unique way, relying on neural networks inspired by our biological brain. These networks are composed of layers of artificial neurons that process pieces of information at different stages. Early layers detect simple features like edges or colors, while deeper layers combine these elements into more complex shapes or objects. In a process known as training, AI is exposed to vast amounts of data, images, text, or sound, helping it identify patterns and learn from them. Over time, the AI refines its understanding, improving its predictions, much like a sculptor refining a statue. But unlike humans, AI doesn't understand what it's learning. It doesn't have context or awareness. For instance, when AI recognizes a cat in an image, it's not because it understands the concept of a cat. It's because it has learned to associate visual features with the label cat. This is a key difference between human intelligence and machine intelligence. AI is incredibly skilled at pattern recognition, but lacks the deeper comprehension or experience that humans bring to learning. Today, AI is not just an abstract concept, it's an invisible force quietly shaping our world. Most of us interact with AI every day without even realizing it. When we unlock our phones with facial recognition, when we receive recommendations on streaming services, or when we ask digital assistants like Siri or Alexa for help, AI is working behind the scenes. But it's in more profound areas, such as healthcare, agriculture, and environmental science, that AI is making the most significant impact. In hospitals, AI systems assist doctors in diagnosing diseases by analyzing medical scans faster and more accurately than a human ever could. In agriculture, AI-powered drones are used to monitor crops, predict yields, and even identify disease before it spreads. AI also plays a pivotal role in fighting climate change, helping scientists model climate patterns and predict environmental changes with astonishing precision. Despite its profound impact on industries, AI remains largely unnoticed in our daily lives. Its quiet presence is a reminder of the technology's transformative potential and the fact that we are only beginning to understand how deeply it will shape our future. But with this power comes the challenge of controlling it. We must ask ourselves, how much control should we allow these systems to have? How do we ensure that AI remains a tool, not a force that dictates the course of our lives? AI is not a neutral force. It's shaped by the data it's fed and the algorithms designed by humans. As AI becomes more integrated into our lives, the ethical dilemmas surrounding its use become more pressing. AI holds the power to solve global challenges, but it also has the potential to perpetuate inequality, harm privacy, and disrupt entire industries. One of the most significant concerns is bias. If AI systems are trained on biased data, they can perpetuate the same biases, reinforcing discrimination in hiring, law enforcement, and beyond. In hiring, AI might favor candidates of a certain gender or race, simply because the data it learned from reflected societal biases. In the media, algorithms can promote sensationalist stories, creating echo chambers and deepening societal divides. Privacy is another critical issue. AI systems track our behavior in ways that were once unimaginable. Our personal data, what we buy, where we go, what we say, is collected, analyzed, and sold to the highest bidder. The question of how much of our privacy we're willing to sacrifice for convenience is one that we must confront. Finally, there's the issue of job displacement. As AI systems take over repetitive tasks, entire industries could be transformed, and millions of workers could find themselves without jobs. The question is, how will we handle this disruption? Will AI create new opportunities, or will it widen the economic divide? The future of AI is not written in stone. As we stand at the crossroads of this technological revolution, we have a choice: to embrace AI as a partner, helping us to solve the world's most pressing problems, or to let it spiral beyond our control, creating a future where machines make decisions for us. If we choose coexistence, AI could enhance our creativity, help us tackle global crises like climate change, and even revolutionize education, healthcare, and the arts. Together, humans and AI could forge a future of unprecedented collaboration, solving problems that once seemed insurmountable. However, there's another path. If we fail to manage AI's growth responsibly, it could lead to a future where machines govern our lives. In this dystopian future, we might lose our autonomy, our freedom to make choices. We might become subservient to the very systems we created. The future of AI ultimately reflects the values and choices of humanity. Will we choose to harness its potential for good, or will we let it lead us down a darker path? The true question is not about whether AI will surpass us, but about how we will navigate this brave new world.